Kwenda watoto wetu wakasome. Na ukiangalia majumba ni kama majumba ya wale sijui chongo wanajenga pale. Na mtu anaogopa kujenga nyumba yake kwa sababu TARDA nikijenga wataniondosha. Ukiangalia hapa tuna Kristo kama 2 watatu. Hata kanisa hakuna, hata msikiti hakuna kwa sababu tunaogopa TARDA.
Resistance as a result of disappointment has been expressed in different forms such as court cases, demonstrations, illegal night grazings, open resistance and violence, resulting in loss of life and property.
Mradi ulipoanza, wakaaji walipoona mtindo ama mwelekeo wa TARDA ni kwamba walianza kulima kuelekeza kwa vijiji.
The undying conflict arising between the Orma and Pokomo communities are a real manifestation on how land can either unite or permanently divide communities.
Waliongeza conflict ama mzozo baina ya jamii ya wakulima na wafugaji, na wakaongeza chuki na uhasama katika jamii ambao wanaishi katika eneo hii ya Galivi location kwa jumla. Sehemu ya malisho ikawa kidogo, jamii ya wafugaji wakawa wanazozana jamii ya wakulima kwa ajili ya kwamba ile sehemu ambao wangelisha ng'ombe wao washateka na wakapanda na wakaweka mimea.
State strategies for managing complaints, violence and other forms of resistance have included ignoring claims and petitioning by asserting the state ownership of land, the sitting of police in the area, the creation of buffer zones around villages to avoid community land losses. Agreements to have communities to use portions of acquired land both for farming and harvesting natural resources until commercial farmers are ready to cultivate, and compensation and financial support for livelihood activities. The Kenya Land Alliance is of the view that investment plans should be developed by the government in consultation with the local people and all interested parties for a win-win situation, conservation and development. The government should come up with a clear legal and policy regulations which emphasize and entrench women farmers in the negotiations.
The government must inform the people who are maybe dispossessed of their land or displaced, and so that they are able to contribute first into whether or not they want that investor to come in. Again, they'll also be required to be resettled or compensated if they have to be dispossessed of their land.
Women are of the view that focus should be laid on capacity strengthening, offering legal literacy courses and other relevant training on property and contracts in order to prepare women to participate in negotiations and assert to their rights.
Hiyo elimu hatujaipata. Sasa maoni yetu ni kwamba hiyo elimu ipitie humu vijijini. Watu wapate mafundisho, watu waelimishwe ili waelewe chochote ambacho kwa kitafanyika, wawe wana hiyo ujuzi na wana hiyo elimu, wanafahamu kinachotendeka na kinachoendelea.
If women are empowered and they know their right and they know any right concerning the land, then first thing when investors come, they need to have a negotiation process. They need to write a negotiation, so that they can know if investor does this, then this is the way to follow.
Sensitize women on laws and policies around large-scale investment or land investment, and because the only way they can contribute towards governance is if they understand the whole process.
Tuko hapa na hatuondoki. Tumekaa, na kwa bahati njema ama nzuri ni kwamba kumetokezea shirika la Kenya Land Alliance, ikawa linahamasisha wananchi kuhusu haki zao za ardhi, na moja wapo katika zile haki walikuwa wakihamasisha ni kwamba wanahamasisha ardhi ya jamii, na tulipoangalia sehemu hii yetu pia iko katika hiyo kundi la ardhi ya jamii.
Shirika lolote litakalokuja kwa community, wanapohusisha wale wanaume, wale village elders, wahakikishe kwamba mwanamke naye ameingia, kwa sababu katiba saa hii imeruhusu mwanamke naye kuwa pale.
There'll be a need to deliberately call women these forums have the forums done during a time when women are more free.
Prioritizing gender issues benefits not just in the communities involved, but also the investors.
In terms of what the government ought to do to ensure that the kind of conflicts that I imagine don't happen, we are continuing to find that most of the corporates that are investing in land in Africa, and I'll say in Africa because it's not a special case to Kenya, most of the companies that invest in Africa on land, be it for agriculture, for biofuel production, or for extractives, they negotiate with the institution that they purport or they understand to be the owner of the land. And in this case, I'm talking about either the government or the traditional institution that is governing that land on behalf of the people. Now, when they do that, it means that the information they have on the investment is shared only with that authority that they see as the owner of the land and not with the people. Meaning, even if they were to apply FP, even if they were to apply free prior informed consent principle, the communities cannot negotiate because they don't have the information. They don't know much about the project. They don't know anything about the proposed investments and what the impact of that investment would be. So governments, and including the Kenyan government, need to put in place frameworks, policy frameworks, institutional frameworks that would require the corporate sector, the corporates that are investing in land, to be accountable to the people, and not just to the governments and the traditional institutions, but to the people in a way that when they are proposing a project, they are able to tell the communities, this is what we are proposing and this is what will come out of that investment, and so that the communities can track. If they give consent, then they can be able to track that investment and say, you promised us this, but this is not what has happened.
More gender equality may lead to greater reduction in poverty and increase in agricultural productivity.
When the community mobilizes, comes together, they can use this as a strength to stop any investor that is not being of any good to the community.
Iwapo TARDA lazima ibaki, then mtindo wao wa kuendesha hii miradi yao ibadilishwe, hii mambo ya estate farming, kwa sababu wananchi wangelipenda sana wao wenyewe waone haya mashamba.
Kama huu mradi wa TARDA, haya mashamba ya TARDA ni ardhi kubwa. Wamama wana shida. Kama tungehusishwa saa hii ardhi yetu tuipewe, au serikali ingie kwa TARDA. Serikali ingie kwa TARDA, afadhali TARDA iondoke, haitusaidii na chochote.
Hii TARDA iondoke kabisa, manake imetutia umaskini ambao hatujui kuwa saa hii tutaanza na wapi na tutafikia wapi.
Maisha yetu mtu ambaye anaendesha ni kina mama.